The return visit after the quotation. Now this is the day, this is D-Day. This is the day you've come back and now you're going to be asking that customer for the sale. When you arrive at your scheduled appointment, you come in, greet the customer, and now it's an old friend. You've been with them twice, so everything is good. There's no real angst there. So you sit down and you say, I imagine you've had a chance to overlook the quote. I'd love to hear what any objections or comments you may have on the quotation. That's where he's going to mention his questions or his concerns. Now, that's not a scary thing. We're hoping they have some because it's going to be easy to deal with. So he's going to say to you, you know what, Len, I've looked over the contract. I like where you're going with it, but I got to tell you, it's a little bit high. And that's where you can ask him another qualifying questions, whatever they may be. For example, you could say, okay, what part of it, how do you find it high? When you say high, where are we? Are we in the right range? Are we in the high end, the low end? What was your expectation of what you were looking for as far as a cleaning contract for this establishment? He's going to say you quoted $3,000. You know, the cleaners we have in there now are paying $2,800. That's where you can say, okay, Fred, actually I appreciate it, and I'm really thank you for bringing it up, and thank you for letting me know what the issue is. I'm going to run a couple things by you, Fred. Number one, what I'm doing now is actually putting my money where my mouth is. Most janitorial companies offer one-year contracts, and every year they bump you up. It can be anywhere from 5 to 15% every year as far as an increase. I'm putting my money where my mouth is right now by offering you a 3-year guaranteed contract. That guarantee is strictly for your benefit. If I don't do a good job of cleaning, you have every right to remove me at any given time within that 3 years. But by signing this 3-year agreement, I'm agreeing to you that I'm going to leave your price as it is. So even if janitorial prices skyrocket and they go up by 30%, you know for the next 3 years that I'm not going to raise your price. That's my guarantee to you. So I understand that, okay, maybe you're paying $2,800, it's $200 more a month. But over the period of 3 years, you're going to make that back and then some. That is one way of looking at rebutting that one issue. The next issue could be, well, and as I mentioned, I'm quite comfortable with the janitorial company I have now, and I really wasn't looking to make a change, and I'm really under contract with them for another 6 months. So I'm not sure I can make a change for at least 6 months. Again, there's two ways of looking at that. That's fine, because you went in comparing apples and apples. That was your goal as the sales guy. But more importantly, number two, he's already told you something. He feels he's tied in for 6 more months. That's a buying signal. So that's where you can say to him, okay, if you were to name one thing right now that you weren't happy with about your cleaning company you have now, what would that be? You're not putting anything in his mouth. You're not putting down anybody. You're asking him in his own words to tell you. I can tell you in 20 plus years, I've never had a client not have something. And that's where he's going to say, well, you know, the girls in the back often say that the garbages aren't done properly and that type of thing. The answer to that is really simple. Okay, Fred, great, I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things with cleaning is, obviously, when small things start getting left, it often happens. Think about in your own home. You may leave that dish on the counter for 3 days, and after the first day, you forget that it's there. It's not that you're a bad person and you keep a dirty house. You get so used to seeing something that you don't change it. One of the advantages, again, of Total Janitorial Solutions is our cleaners that come in have two things going for their benefit. They have a vested interest in the quality of this work, meaning they're invested in your account. They're invested in you, the client. They're coming in looking to do a good job to clean because their money is also on the line. They're guaranteeing the quality of the work with their own money. So there's no room to be stagnant. The second part about that is Total Janitorial Solutions offers an operations team that assures that all our cleaners are keeping up the standards that they're in. In other words, on a regular basis, you have a fresh set of eyes that are coming in to review your establishment, outside of the people that are doing the cleaning, of no cost to you. As I promised in an earlier day, 90% of this money is going to the cleaners. So that's important as far as solving that problem. You won't have a lot of those complaints. And again, the most important thing is 3 years you are guaranteed that provided the work is done, that you have the best cleaning at the best price, and nobody's going to come in and take that pricing away from you. So in other words, the longer you have this contract, the less you're paying for your cleaning. The better quality you're getting. Therefore, really you win each way. And at this point, what I would then say to the customer is, all that being said, we had this discussion, all being equal, if this was now, for example, today we're looking at the beginning of October, this video is being made. If I was meeting with somebody today, I would say, okay, let's say, Fred, if you were looking to bring in a cleaner, what would be the date that you would be looking for before you could bring in a cleaner? You have to understand that whatever date they give you is a win at this point, because that's a commitment. So Fred may look at you and say, well, I couldn't really make a change in all good conscience till December 1st. He could say January. He could say November. Whatever date he decides to give you is a win, because that's a sale. So that's where you say, thank you, Fred. Okay, perfect. Let's go with November 1st. All things being equal, let's go with December 1st. Why don't we sign here? We'll set that up. I'll start putting some of the information in the works, and we'll go from there. And you just literally physically put the date of the start on the contract. Effective date will be November 1st, December 1st, January 1st, February 1st. Whatever date he wants to put in, you have the commitment on the contract. That's all you needed. That's the sale. It doesn't matter if they're 2 months away, because as you go, those 2 months are going to come up and you're going to be continually having current contracts as things go.